Yo, what's going on, guys? In this video, I'm going to go over how to make your first $10,000 online. Not 10 grand a month, just your first 10,000 online. My first 10K online came when I was about 18 years old, and it came quite fast. Came specifically through eBay, and little did I know that introduction to e-commerce at such an early age, without me even knowing what e-commerce was, which then turned into my main e-commerce business and changed my life forever. And look, in this video, I'm not going to go over some strategy or hack or secret thing to make this money. I'm going to give you some foolproof, idiot-proof steps. Let me just give you a little reminder of when I started being an entrepreneur. I started working for myself because I couldn't get a job. It wasn't because I had an intrinsic talent. It wasn't because I had a special idea. All I wanted to do was make some money. Let's be clear about that. I never wanted to do anything else other than make money. I just wanted the cash. So what I did was, I got my head down and I started learning. And without realizing it, I actually made a little bit of a blueprint. And this blueprint was applicable to somebody who was a teenager, to somebody who had no money, and to someone who had no skills or knowledge in any particular thing. The reason why I'm making this video about the first 10K is because at a very early age, I was lucky enough to actually make a little bit of money on the internet. And it's not about the money, it's not what the money does for you, but it's about the belief change that it has in your mind. And 10,000 is a significant amount. Just imagine what you could do with £10,000 right now, or $10,000. It can have a massive change in your life. It can even give you the time to not be rushing around having to work all the time because you're behind on money and getting into debt. But it can give you the time to actually think about your options, and especially when you're young and you've got time. If you can build that cash up while you're young, you're more than likely living with parents, your outgoings are very low, and if you use that period of your life correctly, where you're young, you have your time, you are willing to risk more than usual because you don't have the outgoings, you can actually change the course of your life forever. When you get that little bit of confidence of making money on the internet, you know it's real, it's actually a thing. That's what the first little bit of a win gives you. That's what that 10,000 gives you. It gives you options. You're not always chasing your tail, and you know that making money on the internet is real. And when you harness that and you start getting into something so scalable where you can make money 24/7, you don't have to clock in or be somewhere, you can just make money online. It's one of the best feelings ever. It really is. Well, let's not get mistaken. It does take a lot of work to get there. But if you finish this guide, I'm going to break it down into steps, and you're going to get there much faster than I did. So the first thing that I did is something that I call the SAYP method. Now, SAYP stands for sell all your possessions. And you might be thinking, well, I don't want to sell all my possessions. Well, listen, if you are serious about changing the course of your life and you need the cash right now, the fastest way to earn that money is to list your old shit on eBay. Vinted, Depop, whatever. Because you've already spent the money on the item. If you don't need it, or you can do without it, get it sold. The reason why you're selling all this stuff is because you can buy it back. Don't hold sentimental value on things that are going to hold you back. Sell it, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to create a business out of this 10K online. Maybe you're just doing it for yourself and you want to just stick with the first few steps, but you are trying to create a different angle for your life. Get serious about it. Sell all your stuff. And when you start selling your stuff, what you're going to realize is you're making a little bit of money. You can even go to your next door neighbor, or your mum and dad, or your grandparents, or go knock on somebody's door and you can say, I will list and sell all your stuff on eBay. I will take 30%. I will give you the rest. And then all you have to do is go list it and take photos. And you can sell that. So if you've not really got much possessions, which you will do, start selling stuff. Sell stuff on eBay, sell stuff on Vinted, Facebook Marketplace, Depop, Vinted. This is where I got a little bit of money together. This is where I first got that little bit of cash together. Bearing in mind, I've never had a job. My savings never came from anywhere else. I've really hustled from zero. And this is the fastest method. And this is going to unlock the next step. Now, you can sell all your own stuff because you don't have to pay for it. You've already got the money in. So this is what we're doing from absolute zero. But another thing that you could do is services for people locally. Now, when I say services, I mean stuff like cutting the grass, washing the car, doing a car detail, cleaning the house, power washing the drive. You can go, especially if you're a young person, and just go knock on all your next door neighbours, or in your local town, or travel to a local town. You can offer to do all the services for them using their equipment, and what you'll find is a lot of them will actually pay you. You don't have to buy the equipment. You don't have to put any money down. And when you've got lots of time, you can turn it into a little bit of cash. And look, at the beginning, you're going to be doing some bullshit jobs. You don't want to argue with people on Vinted. That's not a business. But it's going to unlock the next step. So if you are at zero, or maybe you just need a little bit of extra cash to invest in a business, or to give you some options, that's a good one to do. You start selling stuff online. Look, if you go and sell £1,000 worth of stuff on Vinted or eBay, you're already making money online. So you're already on your way to making that money online. Now, this is the first step that I did to get a little bit of cash around me, because that led me to Flip Life. Now, when I say Flip Life, it's buying and selling stuff. Similar to what we've already done with our old stuff, but we're actually buying stuff to resell in better places. Stuff that requires money. You can go on eBay, buy things, send them to your house with poor listings, list it back on eBay, clean it up, sell it for a higher price. I literally used to buy stuff off eBay, yeah? Take better photos, relist it, better customer service, accept returns, and I used to sell it for double the amount. I used to do that all the time. Facebook Marketplace, take stuff that people cannot be selling. You can go to car boot sales, you can go to garage sales if you're in America. Don't sleep on these hustles. You can go to outlet stores, Nike outlets. Like, I legit listened to Gary Vee and made hundreds of thousands of pounds out of outlets as a teenager. Do not sleep on it. I made hundreds of grands as a teenager doing that. It's a perfect side hustle for a teenager. Things have changed in the UK a little bit now, but you can still go to outlet stores. There's different ones all over the place. Retail arbitrage is a real game. Because when you're flipping something, you can take a small amount of money, buy an item, make money, buy two, they make money. You see what I mean? The Flip Life is where you can really build that capital up fast, quite quick. And when you start doing that and you start building a little bit of money, the thing is, you are going to have your cash tied up in stock. But when you've got your cash tied up in stock, your money is working for you. If you've got that money sat in your bank, it's not doing nothing. It's not growing. Or you get 1% interest a year. That's not going to do anything for you, is it? But when you've got it in stock and it's got the potential to flip all the time and it's selling 24/7 because you're selling on secondary platforms, one, you're making money online. Two, your money is working for you. And three, you're now thinking and second guessing about your spending. Let me tell you a story about me. I used to be so frugal and tight. Now, I was only tight on personal expenses, but I wasn't tight when it came to my business. Business expenses, I threw down, I put the cash in without even thinking about it. I never skipped on business expenses. I was paying £4,000 a month rent for my business, for my office, before I even moved out my mum's house. Now, that's excessive. Yeah, that is super excessive. You don't need to do that. That's overstretching yourself. I used to be so tight with my personal expenses, but so invested in my business because I wanted the business to grow first. Why? Because the business is your backbone. The business is going to give you a better life later on. But when you have this thing that you're investing into and it's got the potential to make money, you're going to be second guessing about where you're putting your money. So what I was doing, I wasn't wasting my money because I knew wherever I wasted the money, that could have gone on stock that I could have resold. And if I didn't resell the stock, then I was losing out on money. So I put my money into the stock rather than wasting the money on myself. And that is how I really started snowballing and making serious cash. And look, you want a little bit of a goal with this. The thing is, I did this for a very long time. And whilst it's cool because you can make money with flips and you can actually really make some cash with this, this is purely there just to build up a little bit of cash. If you can get a consistent thing to flip, and then you can actually build a business out of it. I've seen a lot of people do it. I know somebody who's done it with sofas recently in the UK. They buy sofas off Facebook Marketplace, clean them up, deliver them, and they've built a business out of it. If you're going to spin it off like that, you can. That is what I did. You can also use this just as a little period to build some cash up. $4,000, $5,000. And once you've got that $5,000, this is going to lead you into the next step. I call this the business model breakdown. Look, I've been one of them kids before. To go on YouTube, watch a Tony Robbins video, watch motivational speeches, watch general entrepreneurial, make money online content, and look, that's cool, yeah? But that's entertainment, yeah? You are not learning from that. You're not learning a specific business model doing that. You can't just binge watch random entrepreneurial videos and expect to start making real money doing that. That's not what the professionals are doing. This took me a long time to figure out. So when it comes to breaking down a business model, The reason why we're doing this is because we're trying to get the fundamental knowledge correctly. We're trying to piece together and get a deep understanding of each section. Because when you get a deep understanding of each section of a business model, overall you're going to start understanding the business model better. So take out a sheet of paper, have a think with yourself, and write down, what's the business model you want to get into? And what do I need to study in order to have the best chance at that business model? So for me, I looked at e-commerce. Now, I wasn't going on YouTube and writing, he made 10k a day, dropshipping. Meet the e-com millionaire, POV, mastermind in Ibiza. Listen, I didn't do none of that stuff, yeah? I wrote down what are the parts of e-commerce I need to learn. Email marketing, creating ads, how to build the website, search engine optimization, Google ads, email marketing, I think I've already said that one, SMS marketing, blogs, how to create blogs, how to create a logo, what I need to do to make a stronger brand image, how to grow on social media, how e-commerce works. And when I started working all these things out individually, that's when I really started seeing it in a more clear light. And it wasn't as confusing anymore when I was trying to learn about it. So when you've broken it down and you've actually had a look and searched each component, it gives you a better understanding of their overall business model. And when you can see it and understand it better, that's where you're going to be able to earn more money from it. And that is the most important key out of this entire video. I suggest 20 hours on each. Now you might be thinking, well, Theo, there's 10 different components, that's 200 hours. Like, do you want to get rich or not? Do you want to learn how to make money or not? Nobody says it's easy. Okay? And look, if you follow these steps correctly, you've now got the cash and you've now got the time. This is the importance of the steps previous. You see how it all connects now? Because now you've actually got options. If you've only got $500 in your bank account, you have to be working all the time. If you're not putting your money to work, you have to work for the money and swap your time for the money all the time. So when you put yourself in a good enough position to start being able to acquire the knowledge, and you know how to acquire the knowledge, you're not just doing the mental masturbation on YouTube like most of these kids are, then you're actually going to be learning something in a structured way. That can be applied to any business model. Look, I did e-commerce because it made more sense to me. I grew up selling stuff and it was more scalable. But you've got to understand that you can do this with any business model. You can break it down and you can learn like that. And when you break it down and learn like that, it's going to make a lot of sense. Not straight away. Sometimes you just need to look at it. Just look at it, yeah? Just look at it and try and understand. It's going to be confusing for a very long time, but if you spend the right amount of time and study each section, it will reveal itself and be much more clear. Then you've got options.